Good morning. I am Alok Kumar, student in Gallutia College of Engineering and Technology. Today we will cover topic air conditioning and refrigeration. The refrigeration is a part of essential life that could be cooling of the any of the preservation for the foods and any other substance that could be converted into hot to cold or preservation of the system that sustain for the one time to more time. If we not cold, then they are waste for sometimes and not sustain in more time. What is air conditioning? Air conditioning is colder than for the room. They were working bottom hot to cold and cold to hot. They are used in cold cities for less temperature for the room. They are air conditioning complete for the heat from gathered atmosphere then come from room, and refrigeration is extract from the room and remove from the room temperature. The temperature is a hot or they are extraction for the if we need extraction of low temperature to send from high temperature, then we need external work. They work are anyway for the system. What is work? Work is a could be from the any form of energy we provide for the machines and any of the systems that could be processed and data to research for the machines. If we transfer the energy, then we need work. The air conditioning is all about the work in sustain of the temperature one. They are hot. The temperature one is source that is most hot and temperature two is sinks that is colder than less temperature. The both are reservoir. The reservoir is more for like ocean that ocean has come from any bucket, but they not any problem for the ocean that is main source of reservoir. Same as temperature one and temperature two. The temperature one is source that is hotter than most hot and temperature 2 is most colder. The both are opposite and we need temperature 1 then and we need temperature 2 then maintain the temperature from lower to higher and temperature 1 then higher to lower. The the temperature one not gives from low temperature to high temperature. If we provide low temperature through the extraction of and e- expand of high temperature, then we need external work. If we high temperature to low temperature, that is surrounding, that is easily work. If we need low temperature to high temperature or high temperature to low temperature, then extraction, then we need external work above from the machines. The surrounding are the sustain from the everywhere, but if we need a more hot or more cold, then we need a external work for the machine. The air conditioning and machines that is what they work, that is system. The system are ancient time not exist. They are work from the fully physics. That physics is from the systems that could be converted into any knowledge from the machines and we need for comfortable. The air conditioning is reverse in heat engine and that is refrigeration could be reverse engine. They were reverse of heat engine. They are two types heat engine, refrigerator and heat engine. Refrigerator could be Q1 that is equal to work plus Q2 as is then we maintain the if we need colder then T2 is maintained that is temperature is maintained. If we temperature maintain then extraction of the heat from lower temperature to higher temperature because the room and extract surrounding are both same. Then we make room from colder. Then we need temperature 2. If we need temperature 1, that is air conditioning. The air conditioning make from colder to hot. They need a winter season that are performed from the come from the surroundings heats and go through the room that change the atmosphere temperature to less than temperature. If we changing the temperature, then we need about formula. The Q1 is equal to Q1 Q2 plus W. Both are same but both are work in different ways. And air conditioning is known as heat engine. The heat engine are work from the low temperature. They are maintaining the temperature 1. That is temperature is reservoir for the heat energy and more. Surrounding systems and systems surrounding boundary or universe. The system is a machine surrounding whole room and boundary that is room covered from the space and universe for the reservoir of the enemy that is present for the different types. It, um, reservoir are the more types, not in more types, for different. We need oxygen in reservoir from the surrounding that is surrounding is present from the oxygen from gives from trees then come from human beings. If we need the plant need CO2 then we provide CO2 or many of the animals that every living being provide CO2 then go from the trees and they are maintaining the carbon dioxide oxygen we need trees then oxygen and trees then need animals for the CO2. They are unbalanced and create a problem. The ozone problem is a that need not in ozone or oxygen that we need refrigeration and air conditioning. Why we need refrigeration? If we sustain any food or material that exhausts from the sometimes hour or 2 hours, then if we sustain from the long term 2 days, 3 days or week or long time for the year or 1 year. Year mostly of the 1 year use then more than or not in use. The refrigeration is decrease the temperature if decrease the temperature that oxygen not comes from the if where everywhere where it destroy from the come from oxygen and oxygen are destroyed from any product. Then we need not oxygen in reserving, then colder than that present less oxygen to sustain for more times. They are if we sustain from hour to hour, then they are sustained days, many days. That is we need for refrigeration. That is the example of that refrigeration is air conditioning. We need that is example of example of cold storage. That is potatoes are sustained from the 1 year. They are maintaining the temperature in same temperature. Mm, Air conditioning or maintain the different types of different use. If we use in human beings or any sustainable body, then we use need different temperature and different condition. But cold storage are maintaining a one temperature that is from the sustained from the any product. The potatoes are sustained from some temperature and everywhere same temperature maintaining. That is reserved by 1 year food and air conditioning for use of human being or if whatever need English heat then we need air conditioning. It air conditioning most used in cold place countries for hotting of the body. They above they use in above they use in for bodies for the systems and their processes. If we need air conditioning and refrigeration that is most used in visit of life. The ancient time not knowledge and not need for the need is yes link not the knowledge because not any not conclude the more information. But present time are technical and we control our refrigeration from the remotes and okay. Communication system. The basic block diagram of communication system. The if we need a transfer of information from one point to another point, and we need a system for low frequency converter, and they provide one point to another point. Then we need many of the systems because every original voice they covered short distance from the original volumes. They are not frequencies more than from longer kilometer, 2 kilometer, or many of the distance from one planet to another planet or anywhere. Then we need a 1.12 or longer distance from 2 point. Then we need a system. If we need a system, then first we need an information source. The information source is a source about the main of the content from the what we need to write one point to another point. If we send from our message from the one point to another point, then we need a content of physical quantity that is videos. The videos are not in my hand, but They are present in technical devices. They are physical that we sense from the videos form. If we they what you need to send without any system, then we frequency and more of them. If we need a frequency, then we use from digital oscillos that shows the frequency. They are not physically seen, but videos and images are seen that is physical quantity, that is information source. Second, transducer. They are converted into electrical physical quantity to electrical energy. That are physical means videos or audios converted into frequency form transfer of one point to longer distance travel for the another point. And third is transmitter. That is convert the low frequency message signal to higher frequency message signal. They are modulation from the low frequency of high frequency. They convert the low frequency message signal or carrier signal, not increase message signal, low frequency message signal, baseband signal. That is all same. They travel the short distance and long to long distance. The message signal not covered the long distance. Then we did uh, convert long distance covered, then carrier signal. The first we got transmitter. Transmitter is all about conversion of low frequency to high frequency. Demodulation or modulation. They are modulating the message signal to carrier signal is known as demodulation. The carrier signal are more frequencies in one wavelength of message signal, that is carrier signal. Baseband or many many of the systems that for convert the low frequency to high frequency. Then we need if we convert short distance cover for the long distance, then we need a channel for transforming of information or signal. First, we need a cable or wireless. The antenna are transfer the wirelessly and cables are through the transfer of electrical energy from wire one to another. The antenna will be transferred from the one point to another point. They are need to main systems from the mid of the point. That is, if we need more distance than longer distance of antenna, and if we need short distance, then distance is equal to antenna distance, antenna length. But that is not possible for the longer distance. Next is receiver. That is receiver we need a another point to need an antenna or any systems. They are converting high modulated frequency to low modulated frequency. That is conversion of electrical energy to physical energy. That is transducer. The receiver or the receiver will be received from the channels all information they are present in channel is noise. They are if we present noise, then our message signal will be some distorted. and then provide transducer output. That output is convert electrical energy to physical energy. That then we come from the all physical quantities. The physical quantities are changed from the transfer of the another point to make. That is, if we need a short antenna, the modulated frequency, if we 1 minute continuous signal, a message signal are more longer distance not covered. Then we need convert into low frequency. That is carrier signal. Carrier signal are more frequency of the one wavelength of message signal. That is modulation index. MA is equal to Vm by Vc. That is voltage of message signal and voltage of carrier signal. Vm, that is Vm, that is message signal voltage change in per modulation, that is Vc sine Vm sine omega mt. The sine omega mt are particular change in as time with respect to time. But then Vc, that is carrier voltage, are change in with respect to time, but Vc is equal to mass voltage of carrier signal into sine omega ct. What is the wavelength and lambda? That is lambda and wavelength are equal, but one is constant, that is Vc, and second, the then second are varying from the theta, that is omega c. Then we need different assumptions for the purpose of solving the systems. And first formula was created from the that is Vm and Vc with respect to time. Then we that is three types. First, that is first frequency modulation are three types. That is frequency modulation, FM, amplitude modulation, second, and phase modulation. The amplitude modulation are first is changing of AM waveform. First waveform is message signal, and second is carrier signal. Then amplitude modulated waveform. Amplitude modulated waveform. They are three term in modulation. Then we need modulation. Then we need VAM is with respect to changing of time. Then we need calculate from the first is they are constant from VC, and first we calculate in point plus 5 to minus 5. They are carrier signal are same but not in message signal. Then VC plus VM are completely changed. Voltage in message signal. Not no. VM plus VC are completely changed. Then we VC is equal to sine omega t. Then we conclude then into sine omega mt. That is message signal are varying from the 5 to 3. If we need, they are again AM waveform are three types: unmodulated, unmodulated with lower baseband and upper baseband. Lower baseband are minus, that is amplitude, VC, and frequencies or length frequency change that is omega ct with respect to time that is omega c omega n all over there. Then we need a omega c. The omega c are frequency modulation of the angle frequency of the modulation. They are make from the many of the formulas that not understand. They are understand but not in capture from the mind. Then we need capture for mind. That is first wave. That is what is of amplitude modulation in waveform. They are superimposed for the carrier signal to message signal. That is M waveform. If we calculation of VC is greater than VM, then find in unmodulated carriers. And if VC is called VM, then complete modulation, 100% modulation. If VC is more than VM, under that is over modulation. If we convert VC is less than VM, that is under modulation. So we need a some under modulation for the long distance cover. If we choose unmodulation, over modulation, then we not long distance. That is some of the frequency are ex- expand or miss of the mid, and they are not just using over modulation. That is 100% modulation. They are one frequency, convert the 100% modulation, again convert. They are not used. Then we use under modulation. They are consistent for the long distance and not distorted from the any other point. Where we convert in channel, then we channels are channels are present surrounding of the noise that is distorted from the some point, but that is not sufficient for the message signal to carrier signal or one point to another point is more noise. That is some of the noise are changing. That is second is soft skill. That is soft skill skimming, assimilation or scanning. First is understanding, scanning, skimming, chunking, assimilation. The skimming is a scanning, that is we need a concentrated of the any topics or chapters from the researching of the stories that we need read in one chapter and take a point from the main of the crux of the chapters. Then we scanning film, then chunking, that is implementing own ideas of the chapter from the different of perspective to change in the chapter. And assimilation all about the assimilate from the all form of system that convert the energy of the taking point from the one point to another one, not this message signal. That is software skill. That is language. If we not speak any language, then we are what are you want to do. That is assimilation. The assimilation are we taking some points from the main, then we need a our complete thought for the given point. That is different of the focus for the understand and different from the choosing of the many of the systems. Then we converted into electrical energy to energy. Then we not you understand only our conversion electronics engineering. If we understand then it is baseband signal model is no. It based there is baseband signal are not in VM by VC. That is current in terms of current in terms of because they are electrical energy. Then we need a current. Thank you.